Let me tell you something most people don't understand about success. Success is not about doing a little bit more here and there. Success is not about working 80 hours a week in chaos, hoping something sticks. No. Success is about focused, deliberate action day in and day out. And there's one habit, just one, that if you commit to it will completely shift the trajectory of your life. 2 hours. 2 hours every single day. That's it. Now I know what you're thinking. 2 hours? That's it? Yes. 2 hours of undistracted, intentional effort. 2 hours that are yours to invest in yourself, your skills, your craft, your mind, your health, your business, or your purpose. Think about this. What if you took just 2 hours a day to work on what actually moves the needle in your life? What could happen in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year? Here's the thing most people fail to see. Success doesn't come from scattered effort. It doesn't come from wishful thinking or hoping things get better. Success comes from the compounding power of consistent action. 2 hours every day might seem small in the moment. 2 hours might seem like nothing compared to the 24 hours in your day. But let me break it down for you. 2 hours a day is 14 hours a week, 56 hours a month, over 700 hours in a year. 700 hours of focused, intentional work invested in yourself. That's equivalent to years of scattered effort, all condensed into one powerful habit. And here's the most important part. You must guard these 2 hours like a lion guards its territory. No distractions, no excuses, no I'll do it later. Turn off the phone. Stop scrolling social media. Say no to the noise of the world. Protect this time like it's a meeting with the most important person in your life, because it is. That person is you. Now, let's talk about what you do in those 2 hours. It's not just about sitting down and working. It's about working smart, intentionally, with your eyes on the prize. It could be learning a new skill that increases your value. It could be building your business, creating something that others will benefit from, investing in your health, or reading and growing your mind. Whatever it is, make sure it directly moves you closer to your goals. 2 hours wasted is 2 hours you'll never get back. 2 hours invested can change your life forever. I want you to imagine your life 1 year from now. 1 year from now, you've committed to these 2 hours a day. How much knowledge have you gained? How many skills have you mastered? How many doors have opened because you've consistently put yourself in the game? You're no longer the same person. You've leveled up. You're stronger, smarter, more confident, more disciplined. That's the power of 2 hours every single day. Here's the truth most people avoid. The world is full of distractions, and the average person squanders their life doing meaningless things. They binge watch, scroll endlessly, complain, procrastinate, and wonder why they're not getting ahead. But you're going to be different. You're going to commit to these 2 hours. You're going to rise while others sleep, learn while others scroll, grow while others stagnate. And when you do that consistently, the world will notice. The results will speak for you. You won't need to brag. Your life will make the noise. I want you to leave today with this mindset. Your time is your most valuable asset. Protect it, invest it, compete for it. And if you will commit to just 2 hours a day, focused, deliberate, powerful action, your life will never be the same. You will become the person who gets things done. You will become the person others look up to. You will become the person who didn't just dream, but did. So start today. 2 hours. No excuses, no distractions, just you, your vision, and the future you are building. Do it every day and watch as the compounding power of this simple habit transforms your life in ways you can't even imagine. Let's take a moment to really understand the power of focused time. Most people confuse being busy with being productive. They fill their days with endless tasks, meetings, notifications, and distractions, thinking that the more they do, the more they'll achieve. But here's the truth. Busy does not equal progress. Real success comes when you give your full attention to the few activities that truly matter, the ones that move the needle in your life. Focus time is like a magnifying glass under the sun. Scatter it and nothing happens. Concentrate it and it produces fire. That's the difference. When you dedicate yourself fully, without distraction, without excuses, without half-hearted effort, you start to unlock a level of productivity and growth that others can't touch. 2 hours of pure, undivided attention on your craft, your learning, your goals will compound faster than a lifetime of distracted effort. Imagine what it feels like to give yourself permission to focus completely. No phones buzzing, no notifications interrupting, no multitasking, just you and the task that matters. In that space, your brain starts working at a higher level. Your creativity flows, your problem solving sharpens, your confidence grows because you begin to see results, tangible results, from the time you've invested the most. Most successful people in the world understand this principle. They don't measure success by hours worked, they measure it by hours focused, by hours spent in the zone where growth happens. This is where mastery is built, where ideas turn into reality, where small efforts become big breakthroughs. 2 hours a day of this kind of focus is not just a habit, it's a superpower. It separates the average from the extraordinary, the dreamers from the doers. And here's the secret most people overlook. Focus time also trains your mind to resist distractions in every area of life. Once you master the discipline of giving full attention to what matters most, you start applying it to everything. Your relationships, your health, your finances. Focus becomes a muscle. And like any muscle, the more you use it, the stronger it gets. So don't underestimate the power of focused time. Guard it, honor it, invest in it. 2 hours every day, uninterrupted and intentional, can literally reshape the trajectory of your life. That is where transformation begins. When you stop letting your time slip through your fingers and start making every moment count toward building the life you want. Too many people go through life chasing money, status, or recognition, thinking that if they acquire enough of those things, they'll finally feel successful. But here's the truth. Nothing external will create lasting success if you haven't invested in the most important asset, you. Your mind, your skills, your knowledge, your health, your confidence. These are the real currencies of life. If you neglect them, no amount of money, praise, or opportunity can truly lift you. Investing in yourself first is not selfish. It's strategic. It's the foundation for everything else you want to achieve. When you spend time learning, reading, practicing, and growing, you're increasing your value, your influence, and your ability to create results. Think of it like planting seeds in a garden. If you only water other people's plants and neglect your own, your garden will never flourish. But if you tend to your own soil, nurture your own growth, the harvest will be abundant and you'll have something valuable to share with the world. This investment doesn't happen by accident. It requires deliberate effort and discipline. 2 hours every day dedicated solely to building your skills, sharpening your mind, and enhancing your capabilities will compound in ways most people never see. Those hours might feel small in the moment, but over time they turn into knowledge, wisdom, and abilities that make opportunities gravitate toward you. The person you become through consistent investment in yourself is unstoppable. And here's the powerful part. When you invest in yourself, you attract better circumstances, better relationships, and better results. People notice your growth. Doors open that were previously closed. The world responds to the value you've created in yourself before it rewards you with wealth, influence, or recognition. You become the type of person who doesn't wait for permission to succeed. You command it. But there's a catch most people ignore. Self-investment requires patience and consistency. You won't see massive changes overnight. You won't magically become an expert in a week. But if you commit to showing up for yourself every day, putting in the work, protecting your time, and refusing to settle for mediocrity, you'll eventually look back and realize you've transformed into someone capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. So start today. Make yourself the priority. Invest your time, your energy, and your focus into becoming the person who can handle the life you want. Because when you invest in yourself first, everything else, money, success, happiness, impact, follows naturally. You become the kind of person the world can't ignore, and that's when your life truly begins to shift. Most people live their entire lives inside a bubble of comfort. They stay in the familiar, cling to routines, and avoid situations that make them uncomfortable or uncertain. And the truth is, nothing grows in that bubble. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Comfort lulls people into mediocrity, convincing them that safe and easy is good enough. But here's the reality. The life you dream of, the success you desire, doesn't exist inside comfort. It exists on the other side of discomfort. Breaking your comfort zone isn't about reckless risks or doing things just for the sake of proving yourself. It's about deliberately putting yourself in situations where growth happens. It's about challenging yourself daily to do what others won't, to push a little harder, stretch a little further, and face the fears that keep you stuck. Every time you step outside your comfort zone, you build courage, resilience, and strength. You train your mind to handle challenges and your body to handle the grind of life. Think about it this way. The person who stays comfortable may survive, but the person who constantly challenges themselves thrives. They learn faster, adapt quicker, and achieve more. They fail more, but each failure is a stepping stone. Each moment of discomfort is a teacher. And when you face the uncomfortable consistently, you develop a confidence and mastery that others can only dream of. This is why your 2-hour daily habit is so powerful. Those 2 hours should be sacred time where you confront the tasks, skills, or knowledge that feel difficult or intimidating. That's where growth lives, in the areas that feel hard, unfamiliar, or even scary. If you consistently operate in this space, you'll notice that your fears begin to shrink while your capabilities expand. Challenges that once seemed impossible start to feel manageable. Doors that once seemed closed start opening because you are no longer limited by fear. The truth is, people admire success, but they rarely admire the discomfort that created it. They see the results, but they don't see the long hours, the discipline, the risks taken, or the courage required. But you will, and you must. If you want a life beyond average, you must be willing to be uncomfortable. You must be willing to push yourself when everyone else chooses ease. That's how extraordinary results are created, not by staying safe, but by daring to do what most won't. So embrace discomfort, lean into it. Let it stretch you, challenge you, and shape you. The more you step outside your comfort zone, the more capable you become. And over time, you'll realize that what once felt impossible has become your new normal. Breaking your comfort zone isn't a one-time event, it's a daily habit. And that habit is what separates those who dream from those who achieve. Most people underestimate the power of small, consistent actions. They think that big success comes from one massive effort, one breakthrough, one lucky opportunity, but that's not how it works. Real transformation comes from the compounding effect, the idea that small, deliberate actions repeated daily accumulate over time and produce results far greater than the sum of their parts. 2 hours a day may seem insignificant in the moment, but when invested consistently, those hours compound into massive growth, knowledge, and results. Think of it like planting seeds. One seed may not look like much, but when you water it every day, nurture it, and protect it, it grows into a tree. Over time, that tree produces fruit, shade, and even seeds of its own. Your daily 2-hour habit works the same way. Each day you invest in yourself. Each day you focus on improvement, builds on the last. Weeks turn into months. Months turn into years. And before you know it, you've created a life that once seemed impossible. The compounding effect works in your favor if you act consistently, but it also works against you if you ignore it. Every small distraction, every day spent doing nothing meaningful compounds into lost opportunity, wasted potential, and regret. This is why protecting your time, focusing your energy, and committing to your 2-hour habit is so critical. What may feel small or insignificant today will determine whether you're average tomorrow or exceptional. The amazing thing about compounding is that it doesn't require luck. It requires consistency, patience, and discipline. You don't need to see instant results. You don't need others to recognize your efforts immediately. You just need to keep showing up day after day, putting in the work that matters, and trusting that over time, your efforts will multiply beyond what you can imagine. Think about it in terms of skills, knowledge, and influence. 1 hour spent learning a skill today, repeated every day, makes you an expert over a year. 1 hour spent building relationships, repeated consistently, turns into a network that opens doors you couldn't have imagined. 1 hour of focused effort, repeated daily, transforms your mindset and gives you the confidence to handle challenges that would overwhelm someone else. This is the power of compounding. It quietly builds you into someone unstoppable. Don't underestimate the 2 hours you dedicate to yourself. Don't be impatient, and don't let distractions steal your growth. The compounding effect is real, and it's unstoppable for those who commit. Every day you invest in yourself, every small improvement, every extra effort multiplies, and before long, your life reflects the sum of those small, consistent actions. A life of success, impact, and fulfillment that others will marvel at. But most people will never achieve because they refuse to harness the power of compounding. Distractions are the silent killers of success. Most people think they can multitask, check their phone, scroll social media, or watch TV while working and still get results. But that's an illusion. Every time your focus is broken, your momentum is lost. Every time you give in to distractions, you're choosing comfort over growth. And the truth is, the life you want, the skills you want to master, the money you want to earn, the impact you want to make will never come to the person who constantly allows distractions to steal their time. Excuses work the same way. They are the lies we tell ourselves to justify inaction. I'll start tomorrow. I'm too tired. I don't have enough time. I'm not ready yet. Every excuse you make is a brick in the wall that keeps you from your dreams. The difference between average people and extraordinary people is simple. The extraordinary refuse to let excuses control their life. They show up, they commit, they protect their time like it's the most valuable currency in the world, because it is. Your 2-hour daily habit will only transform your life if you eliminate these distractions and excuses completely. Treat this time as sacred. Turn off your phone. Close the door. Remove anything that might steal your attention. If you can't control your environment will control you. And when your environment is controlled by distractions, you're setting yourself up to fail before you even start. Here's the hard truth. Distractions and excuses are everywhere, and the world will tempt you constantly. But this is exactly why protecting your focus is so powerful. Every day you choose to say no to distractions and no to excuses, you are strengthening a mental muscle that most people never develop. You're building discipline, resilience, and the ability to do what needs to be done even when it's uncomfortable. And the results are undeniable. When you eliminate distractions, you work faster, think clearer, and achieve more in less time. When you refuse to make excuses, you take full responsibility for your life and your outcomes. You stop waiting for external circumstances to change and start creating the conditions for your own success. That's the difference between those who dream and those who do. So, protect your 2 hours. Guard it like your life depends on it, because it does. Remove distractions, refuse excuses, focus entirely on the actions that will move you forward, and watch as your life begins to change faster than you ever imagined. The moment you take full control of your attention, you unlock a level of productivity, growth, and success that most people never experience, simply because they never learn to say no. Effort alone will never make you successful. I want you to hear me clearly. Working hard is important. But working hard without direction, without strategy, without focus is wasted energy. Most people are proud of how busy they are, how many hours they put in, how many tasks they checked off their list. But the truth is, results, not effort, are what change lives. The world doesn't reward effort, it rewards outcomes. It rewards people who get things done, people who produce, people who move the needle in a meaningful way. You could spend 12 hours a day doing meaningless work, and at the end of the year, you might realize nothing has changed. But if you spend 2 hours a day on the activities that actually produce results, learning, creating, building, selling, or mastering your craft, you will achieve more in a month than most people achieve in a year of wasted busy work. That's the power of focusing on results over effort. Results over effort requires clarity. It requires knowing exactly what actions will get you closer to your goals and committing to them relentlessly. It requires courage to stop doing the things that make you feel productive, but don't actually move you forward. And it requires discipline to measure your life by outcomes, not by how hard you try. Here's another truth. Results compound just like effort doesn't. When you focus on outcomes, your success begins to attract more success. One result leads to another. One accomplishment opens doors, builds confidence, and creates momentum. Effort alone rarely creates momentum. It's direction and execution that do. 2 hours of focused, results-driven action every day will change your life. But only if you measure your progress by what you create, not by what you attempt. Most people get trapped in the idea that showing up is enough. They believe that effort alone deserves reward. But the world is not fair. The world doesn't reward effort. It rewards impact. The person who consistently produces results, no matter the obstacles, will always rise above the one who only tries. That is why your 2-hour daily habit must always be purposeful, intentional, and aimed at producing results. So, as you move forward, remember this. Showing up is not enough. Working hard is not enough. What matters is what you produce, what you create, and what you achieve. Focus on results. Protect your time. Eliminate distractions. Step out of comfort. Commit to growth. And over time, you'll realize that those 2 hours a day are not just a habit. They are the catalyst for the life you've always dreamed of, the results you've always wanted, and the person you were always meant to become. So let's bring this full circle. The truth is simple. Your life is shaped not by luck, not by circumstances, but by the choices you make every single day. 2 hours. 2 hours of focused, intentional action every day. That is all it takes to shift your life in ways most people can't even imagine. 2 hours to invest in yourself, to push beyond your comfort zone, to eliminate distractions, and to create results that matter. Every great achievement starts with a decision to take control, to prioritize what truly matters, and to refuse to settle for anything less than your potential. The power of focused time, the compounding effect of small daily actions, the courage to step out of comfort, the discipline to eliminate excuses, and the unwavering focus on results. These are the principles that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary, and they are available to you today. Your future doesn't wait. Your dreams don't wait. The person you want to become doesn't wait. Every day you delay, every distraction you indulge, every excuse you accept, you push your potential further away. But every day you commit, every 2-hour session you protect, every step you take toward mastery, you move closer to the life you've been called to live. So start today. Protect your 2 hours. Invest in yourself. Focus with intensity. Step boldly out of your comfort zone. Eliminate the noise and distractions that steal your time. Measure your life by results, not effort. And keep going day after day, knowing that consistency compounds into unstoppable momentum. 2 hours a day can change everything. The life you've always wanted, the success you've always dreamed of, the impact you've always hoped to make, it all begins with that choice. Choose yourself. Commit to your 2 hours and watch as your life transforms in ways that will leave others wondering what your secret is, while you quietly live the extraordinary life you created through focus, discipline, and relentless action.